What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first installment of the serious side of sports right here on the Undisputed Network. Today, we're going to be talking about Lane Kiffin and his unceremonious departure from Ole Miss to LSU. What's up, folks? So, we got a good one for you today. Thank you so much for joining us on this first installment of our new show, The Serious Side of Sports. Now, on this show, we're going to be talking about different things in the world of sports. We're actually going to be talking about the serious side of a lot of different things, but it's going to be a series that we're going to be doing. So in other episodes, we may be talking about politics. In other episodes, we may be talking about family life. We may be talking about entertainment, okay? But today, we're going to be talking college football, and we're going to be talking Lane Kiffin, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys? So we got some bullet points here that we want to put on the screen. So we're going to get right into this show. All right, and I got my notes here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Lane Kiffin's career. Okay, so I got some stats here on the screen that you can see. So the first thing we're going to talk about his early exit with the Oakland Raiders. And we're just going to build a pattern here with Lane Kiffin, okay? So Lane Kiffin, he was the head coach of the Oakland Raiders for just about a season and a half before being fired in 2008. His departure was very public, not exactly on good terms with the Raiders owner. So that's that. The next one, he had a 1-year stint at Tennessee. So after leaving the Raiders, Kiffin took the head coaching job at the University of Tennessee. He only stayed there for one season before announcing he was leaving to become the head coach at USC. This move sparked a lot of backlash among Tennessee fans who felt abandoned. Okay. Next, mid-season firing at USC. Kiffin's time at USC also ended abruptly. In 2013, he was fired mid-season, famously being let go at the airport after a tough loss. The next one, leaving Alabama for a head coaching role. So while serving as Alabama's offensive coordinator, Kiffin accepted the head coaching job at Florida Atlantic University before the national championship game. Alabama decided to replace him before the game, adding to the pattern of sudden exits. So you guys are seeing a pattern here with Lane Kiffin, right? Okay. The most recent is what everybody's talking about right now. Okay. I don't really follow college football, but I've heard about the story and I wanted to talk about it. Okay. We're talking about patterns here. Okay. Recent move from Ole Miss to LSU. So most recently, Kiffin left Ole Miss for the LSU head coaching job, and he wasn't allowed to coach his final game with Ole Miss, which once again highlights that abrupt pattern. Okay, so we have patterns here, ladies and gentlemen, with Lane Kiffin. And this is my question here. Do you think, and I want you to put this in the comments, do you think that Lane Kiffin is an opportunist? Is this something where we're thinking about maybe he's an opportunist? These are things that someone that just takes opportunities, they go for. Is it bad to be an opportunist? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a thought, something that I was thinking about. Okay. This is just something that I was thinking about, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and my thoughts when it comes to Lane Kiffin. Okay. So let's talk about Bill Belichick for a minute. And we know Bill Belichick is the um, head coach of the New England Patriots, okay? Beloved coach. If Bill Belichick had done the same thing, The Patriots are in the playoffs. They're about to go to the Super Bowl, and then he all of a sudden gets an offer to play somewhere else for a large amount of money for whatever reason, and he decided to take the job before they could, win their Super Bowl. Do you think that the New England Patriot fans would be as upset as the Ole Miss fans are? I also want to talk about famed Chicago Bulls coach Phil Jackson. And I want to go back to the Michael Jordan era for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. The Michael Jordan era, when they were in their championship glory, if Phil Jackson would have said, you know what, I'm gonna get out of here. Somebody's offering me a better job mid-season, mid-playoffs. Do you believe there would have been backlash? Put that in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. I need y'all to put that in the comments. Is Lane Kiffin an opportunist? I don't really know if he's an opportunist. I would say yes, in a sense, he is an opportunist. He's taking opportunities that are coming to him. He has a family. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have done the same thing, but loyalty speaks a lot. There's something about being loyal, and sometimes the money's not worth loyalty. But Lane Kiffin does have a family, and who are we to really judge? We can be upset, but it's the team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like even if he is leaving Ole Miss, I feel like they could still win. They can still do what they got to do, even without his leadership for the last few games. That's how I look at it. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Put in the comments what you guys are thinking right now about this. How did this make you feel? Is loyalty in sports important? Should a head coach just stay loyal to his team? Or should he be loyal to getting that bag? Should he be loyal to getting that money that he's so desiring? So he can live the lifestyle. We don't know what his bills are. We don't know what financial distress he may be in. We don't know. When it comes to me, I could care less, to be honest. It doesn't affect me either way. I'm just reporting this, and I want us to think about opportunist. What would you do? Because a lot of fans are upset, and they have the right to be. They have the right to be. The way I look at it, in this economy that we're in, the way that things are in life right now, the way that the economy is, the way that the government is, we just had a government shutdown. We have we have bigger fish to fry, ladies and gentlemen. So I can't sit here, even if I was a Ole Miss fan. I am in Mississippi. Um, Not really a football junkie like that anyway. Um, I'm gonna support the Giants because I'm a New York man. But even though they suck right now, but that's neither here or there. Um, Opportunist. Is Lane Kiffin an opportunist? And is it wrong to be an opportunist? I say in certain aspects, yes. When you're using people and you don't really care about people's well-being and it's just about you, then yes, I feel like it's wrong. Lane Kiffin has a job, ladies and gentlemen. He has a job. This is his career. He has to do what's best for him. I feel like as long as he's not physically hurting anybody, it's not a sex scandal. It's not a scandal. We haven't heard that he cheated on his wife, that he stole money from anybody, that he did anything to hurt anybody physically, emotionally. So I say give the man a pass and just let him do what he got to do. I believe that he's trained this team well enough that they can take what he's taught them and they can still win. They can still go out there and gain the victories that they need without him. Do you agree or do you disagree? Put in the comments. Let's have a dialogue. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching the serious side of sports, our first installment right here on the Undisputed Network. And we will see you on the next one. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We're here on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. All right. So we'll see you on the next episode of the serious side of sports right here on the Undisputed Network.